Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Bill from Armstrong Adventures, and Scott from Controversial Cruising.
I love that intro, Scott. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Thank you. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Cruise Talk Live. Yeah, I decided to switch some things up there. That was all content from Alaska from my last cruise. Since we're going to be talking this week about Alaska, I figured why not make something a little bit different. And yeah, we have a little bit different music in there too. I was dancing a little bit too, Bill. So.
I love my jazz, so yeah, I was digging it.
I knew you'd like that. How was your week? I know this week always wraps around. We always say that it always wraps around so quick. But how was your week?
It was good. I haven't really done much. I had the draft over the weekend on NFL draft, so that was big. That was big news for me. But as far as YouTube, it's always a good time on YouTube streets.
That's right. For me, so I'm going to Alaska I'm in the what I call the scudder and then the shuffle. So like the 2 weeks before is like the scudder. So you kind of like trying to get everything in line, trying to get everything organized. And then next week is the week that before I'm going to go is like the cruise shuffle. So, little exhausting, but I'm definitely making it through. Both works have been extremely busy, which is great, but here we are again on Cruise Talk Live. So
for me, just waiting for cruise time is just monotonous. I don't I've done it so much that I don't even think about it. I just can't wait for the time to get here.
Yeah,
but I know a lot of people, they go through a lot of the, what am I going to pack, what am I going to wear, I'm going to pack this. No, be careful. Make sure I take, the ammunition out of my bag before I take it on. Too soon.
Too soon. Little too soon.
Okay. Well,
but this is something this is a place that you and I have both been to, Alaska, twice, actually. Bill, did you get a chance to put the poll up on your end? I did it.
I put it up here.
Do you want to let everybody know what the poll is, even though they're obviously.
Did you put one up on your side?
I did. I put one up.
Okay. So we got a poll on both of our chats. So either chat you can go to and make the poll. But the poll is, what Alaskan cruise ports can't you wait to go to? 1, Juneau. 2, Skagway. 3, Ketchikan. Or B, Icy Strait / Tracy Arm Fjords. Which is technically not a port. It's just the fjords you just drive through. But if you haven't been there, you'll love it. Trust me, people.
I love it. And honestly, I wish I could make it where you can choose multiple, or you could choose all of them, where I had a fifth one that said all the above, because for me it would be all the above. But I just kind of want to know, which one you guys are.
Don't be a cop out. Which one would be your favorite? Hold on one second.
Ooh, good question. So Bill, after being to every single one except Icy Strait, which is the one that I'm going to be on this cruise, I would say Skagway. Skagway kind of gave me the most local and most nice feel. Everybody there was so welcoming. Skagway was a small town. I'm kind of like that small town boy, so I loved Skagway, and I loved everything that it had to offer, and I loved the nature there. So I would pick Skagway. If you can only go to one, Skagway would be it.
It's Skagway or Juneau. I'm copping out now. Skagway or Juneau. I love just the feel of Skagway. The people, they just made you feel right at home. Easily, it's walkable. I love Skagway. I'm with you on Skagway.
Oh yeah.
And it was it's a small town, rural feel.
Yes.
Juneau was more like a town. It's just a small town, and this was like the wild, wild west in Skagway.
Well, more Juneau, like capital of Alaska is Juneau, right?
It is. Yeah, you walk a little bit, you're downtown Juneau.
We really are.
Here's the state capital right over there.
Yep. So you've been twice, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this will be my second time. So, Bill, I was really excited about this because, again, on a lot of these Cruise Talk lives, I get to learn from you. But the greatest part is we're actually going to share some of our most favorite things to do in these ports that I did last time, and some things that I'm going to do new. And Bill's going to share some of his hidden gems and some of his excursions that he went on too. So, but before we do that, let's get to the chat because it is quite running away. Let's see. Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? My Alaska mates, journeys with June and Brady. This is June. Hello, June. We will be on in Alaska in 11 days, 12 days.
Stop
Shady
rubbing
Brady.
it in.
Shady Brady. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to this live. Cannot wait. We'll be sharing some stories too, Uncle Brady. The Down Under Cruisers, the poll option needs one more option. All ports. It really does. It does. All the
Nah, that's copping out. That's, you pick one. What do you want? Nah, they're all my favorite.
They are.
That's a politician's answer.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say something, but that's the kind of answer I would give if I was about 3 or 4 chocolate martinis in. I love you all. You're copping out with that answer.
And Travel with Josie Ann. Hello, welcome in. Uncle Dave. Hey, y'all. Hello, Uncle Dave. Welcome in.
Uncle Dave.
Yes, definitely see somebody that you notice in that intro, Uncle Brady. Danny D says, Scott. Danny D. Hello. Emily. Hello, Cruising Peeps. How you doing? Carnival Cruise Addicts. Hello, Scott and Bill. Hello, Liz and Chris. Welcome in. Em says, I have the day off and then work on Friday. Love days off. I don't get too many nowadays, but I love days off. Keisha says, hey there, Scott. Hello, Keisha. Welcome in.
Keisha.
Keisha says, straddling the fence with both you guys today. Did you end up getting the cat? Oh, you were in Keisha's live the other day, right?
I was too.
Watching her gardening brought me back to my my florist days in Long Island. Traveling Fools. Hello, Traveling Fools. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in. Oh, I just jumped. Najuma Brown. Welcome in, Najuma. Thank you for coming in. Hello. Sean says, Bill, you seem to forget Alaska is a bucket list cruise for us. And so many too as well. Not just you.
It is. The sad thing about Alaska, when I first went to Alaska, I shouldn't say sad, it's not really sad, but I wasn't into YouTube at the time. So I didn't take a lot of pictures. I did some excursions and things like that. So I really don't have many pictures to show for it. The last time I went, I had some good excursions and I lost all my files. So I've had very, very few actual videos from that cruise. So from the excursions from Alaska.
Oof. And that's a file YouTube. You really don't want to lose, Bill. Oof.
I almost quit. I almost quit YouTube because of it. I was depressed. Jennifer and I am Betty J Gathers. They talked me off the ledge.
Oh man.
But it was user error.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. I mean, but like I was gonna say later in this live, but I mean, it is true. I mean, Alaska is one of those places that SD card or that memory card or whatever it is, after you experience that, you don't want to lose that. And I'm sorry that you lost all that. I mean, you have it up here, but. Journeys with June and Brady says, I'm looking forward to Skagway because we are taking the train. Yes, we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Destination Fun says, hello all. I am here for prime time. This is not.
Nah, this is amateur hour. Come on, Sherry. I've already been told that.
Oh man, Uncle Dave, today was such a drag. Last couple of days, I've been closing and opening one of my works, so it has definitely been right between that cruise time called work, and it has been a drag, my friend. So VS
but
Speaks Royal.
If you didn't have the work, you probably wouldn't be going on the cruise. So
You are,
be careful what you ask for.
you are correct. You are correct. Hello, VS Speaks Royal. Hello, Controversial Cruising, and everyone in the chat. I'm listening in the background while feeding my dad. Thank you for coming in, VS. We appreciate
Nice.
you. Scratch and Pete. Hello, everyone. Scratch and Pete. Welcome in. Always nice to see you, my friend. Lassette Livingston. Warm Strong. Cheers. Let's see. We got our friend Andre Southgate. He's full support with a thumbs up. Hello, Andre.
Hey, Andre.
This is one that we are not going to touch on because it is actually not in Alaska. It's part of British Columbia, but I am going there myself. VentureCast says, he says howdy from Prince Rupert. You have to let me know how Prince Rupert is, or I will tune into the vlogs. That's for sure, VentureCast. But
Definitely.
let me know, please. Be there in like 2 weeks. Let's see. I am streaming on Bill. Streaming now from. I am now streaming Bill on my iPad. Sorry. Bananas.
Thank you, Emily.
Let's see. Else. I don't want to miss anybody. Traveling Fool says, I lost a 250 gigabyte SD card of Thailand once. Was heartbreaking. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Traveling Fools goes to those places too as well. Like not cruises, but I mean traveling, obviously traveling. And man, Thailand.
Well, that
Fuck.
was me. I went through like French Polynesian and Alaska, and I had all that on in one place, and I deleted it by mistake. And yeah, I was done. I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna go on another cruise. I lost all my content. Nobody feels me. Traveling Fools, they feel my pain.
Hello, Gloria. Hello, Globlies. Welcome in.
Globies, welcome in.
All right, Bill. So whether this is a secret or not, you know, Alaska is one of those that it can kind of be problematic. And hear me out before you. Well, why would it be problematic, and why are you cruising there? It's problematic, right? Because when you get to Alaskan ports, there is so much to do, right? And with your time and your money, you could there are various different things that you can do, right? Bill, you have been there twice and you have done many excursions. The last time that I went, I didn't do one excursion. We didn't do anything. We didn't pay for anything except like candy bars and waters. But other than that, we didn't really pay for anything, right? We explored. There was a hike I wanted to do that ended up taking a wrong turn and took us in a circle. But there are so many different things, right? And you are surrounded by nature. So what I thought we would do in this live, since you and I have been to both ports, I think it would be best if we kind of broke it down port by port, right? And we can kind of talk about the different things and the best things that you could do and you shouldn't miss at each Alaskan port. Because do you agree with me that Alaska, all the ports, they have so much to do? And how do you decide? How do you decide?
Well, it's tough. Alaska is one of those things that, you know, if you look at the Caribbean, they all have swim with the dolphins, swim with the stingrays, go to Pig Island. Every port you go to, they all have that. Go to this beach, go to that beach. In Alaska, it's a little different. Go see the glacier, go whale watching, take a cruise through the mountains. So I mean, or not a cruise, but a train ride through the mountains. There's so many different things, and there's not as many things, but they're all different. You don't have like beach 1, beach 2, beach 3. It's all, they're all different, and it's tough. You have to decide on what you want to do.
Could you almost say, Bill, because and we've covered this in a couple topics, and I'll bring back the phrase, but could you almost say like bucket list excursions? Because I was looking up some excursions and then I clicked out. But I was just looking up some excursions, and I know there's some that you could do with dogs. I know that there's helicopters that you could take. I know that there's little boats that you can take in and drink little ice cubes that came from the glaciers. I mean, there's so many things that you could do, but I mean, where are you ever going to do any of these excursions? I mean, you can't do them in Cozumel. I mean, you can't do them
Well,
in Bonaire.
of all my excursions, my greatest excursion was in Alaska. I've only been there twice, and I was blown away. And it was really a bucket list type excursion. We're going to talk about it a little bit coming up, but it was a bucket list type of excursion, and nothing that I could ever experience. I don't want to say again, but nothing that I probably would experience again in life. And Alaska offers a lot of opportunities like that, more than most places. The whale watching, the bald eagles. When I went, I just saw so many bald eagles. It wasn't even funny. The glaciers. Matter of fact, Scott, talking about this particular subject, I sent you a picture. I took that picture maybe, let's say, 6 years ago, 7. Whenever I went to Alaska the last time, and when I went up to Mendenhall Glacier this time, the glacier had receded so much I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's not the same glacier. I don't, the global warming. No, okay, we won't get into that. But it had receded so much. And that's like over the 6-7 years since the last time I was up there.
Yeah.
And it's breathtaking.
Yeah. They wouldn't even let us go last year, Bill. They wouldn't even let us go to Mendenhall because it had receded that much. So
I couldn't believe it. I don't know if you got it. I sent it to one of your accounts. But literally, it was like right there. If you ever been to Mendenhall Glacier and there's the waterfall there, well, that's where I was at. And the glacier was like right over there. It looked like you could just hop on this rock or that rock and get over to the glacier. And the last time I went up there, I'm like, is that the glacier way down there? I thought I was in the wrong place.
And Lisa's Adventures in Cruising. Hey guys, did someone say Alaska? Yes, I knew our friend would be here. She is going, I think, a month after myself to Alaska, so I knew she would be here listening. Let's see here. AdventureCast says, I agree, Bill. That's why, even though the excursions in Alaska are more expensive, I feel more inclined to book them because they are once in a lifetime opportunities.
Don't get me crying, Mike. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up when we talk about the excursion. But I literally once in a lifetime type of thing, and all the footage is gone. My goodness, I'm hurt. But as Mike said, way more expensive.
Oh, way more. Good evening, CNS Travel too. Welcome in. All right, let's see here. M says, from the other videos, looks like you can walk into town from the port. Yes, and we are going to touch into that. So let's I actually compiled my list out of how we are visiting the ports. So let's just kick it off and talk about each and every single port, and then share some of the things and learn about Alaska. So Bill, we're going to kick it off with a port that you have been to that I have not been to, that I'm going to. And I have researched and I've looked up.
Hopefully this is one that we talked about. Go ahead.
Icy Strait Point.
I went one time. That was the one I went to like 6-7 years ago. Okay. But it kind of reminded me of Tracy Arm Fjords. It's not like a port, but it's just a fjord and just driving through. And it felt like you got closer there in Icy Strait, but maybe not, because I was just the first year I was in awe.
You get off in Icy Strait.
I don't remember getting off in Icy Strait.
Interesting, because there's a free gondola ride too that I saw.
I never, and maybe I'm thinking of another fjord that we went through, but Icy Strait, I never, whatever it was, I never got off in the fjords. Some people got off on a ship, a smaller ship to get closer to the fjords. I believe that was Tracy Arm. But there's also another fjord that Carnival goes to. I don't know if any other cruise lines do, but it was kind of the same thing where you kind of went through and circled back out.
Okay. Well, the first port that I'm hitting is Icy Strait Point, and I have seen. I know on Sea Lake Journey he shared it, the free gondola on an Icy Strait Point, and that is what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. But okay, so let's talk about this though. So all of the ports that I'm going to, Bill, I am in each port a ridiculous amount of time. And I know we've talked about this on past lives and I've asked for it, but wow. I am in Icy Strait Point from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. The entire
You can't beat
night.
that. I would like that for every port. I know it's probably not possible, but I would love to stay later in the evening. I don't recall being that late into the ports. It's more 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, maybe. Never to 11. Never. I never experienced nighttime, so to speak, because it's probably still light about that time. Well, it depends on when you go. That would be something else to see what nightlife is like.
I'm anticipating it kind of being a smaller Skagway, right? What I've kind of looked and I also have a few things here, and this is what I'm going to follow when I go to on the cruise to look at these places. But I have that free gondola ride. I have Icy Strait Brewing Company because I love anything, whether it's coffee or beer that is brewed where I'm at. I mean, I absolutely go nuts over that. Where it's locally brewed, locally grown, like I'm one of those. So get me to Icy Strait Brewing Company after. And then I also read too that there's this rainforest nature trail too that's really close to the NCL port. We're going on Carnival, but NCL it said it's just a hop, skip, and a jump, and then there's like an opening there, and it's a very easy hike, but definitely a hike where you should take your camera, and there's a lot of nature, and that's the thing about every single port you're going to be going to. You're encapsulated by nature. Like everywhere you look, it's just it's nature. Even the air feels different in Alaska. Every single port, the air feels different. Like you're looking at something that you're not accustomed to. None of us here live in Alaska, so
yeah, and it's exactly that. It's I don't know, maybe because we've been to the Caribbean. If you go to Miami, you've seen the palm trees, the ocean, the sand, and all this other good stuff. Alaska is totally different. Most of us have never experienced anything like that, and now I got to go back and try to find out where I went on that first cruise because I don't remember getting off, and I don't remember a chance getting off, and I feel cheated. No,
maybe they changed it, Bill.
I don't know, and I feel cheated.
Maybe they
if
did.
That's the case.
Yes, and he said yes, getting off the ship in Icy Strait Point. And Jules
yeah,
said,
a couple
yep,
people have said
get
it.
off in Icy Strait Point. Yep. Venturecast said we got off in Icy Strait Point this time. See, so this time you're not wrong, Bill. There is one free gondola that takes you to the other side of the port. There is another that you pay for that takes you up to the top of the mountain. I liked it.
Huh.
Amazing. Thank you, Mike.
I feel cheated. I'm gonna John Hill. I'm complaining. You owe me a cruise.
I want my poor fees and taxes back from 6 years ago.
I don't remember how long ago.
That is late. That would be nice to stay in port to see more. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, like you can go out. I can go to this rainforest nature trail. I can go. Oh, I also wrote down there's some warehouse shops too that they said that there's really actual local Alaskan souvenirs. So I'll be getting things for giveaways and souvenirs for my friends and things like that. And then I can come back. I can shower. Didn't even worry. And then I can get back off the ship and then go and hang out in the Icy Strait Brewery for the night. Like it might be my new favorite Alaskan port. I will report back, guys. I promise I will report back.
If it stays that late, I would definitely hit a brewery at nighttime.
Oh,
and what time is it? About an hour before they for last call for on board? Yeah, I'll be there. No, that's a
sign me up.
That's a good thing there. And what a lot of people don't understand is I hate to try to scare people off as far as how much the excursions cost, because you can enjoy Alaska without spending any money.
Hmm.
I mean, no. Will you walk on a glacier? No, but you'll be able to see a glacier. You'll be able to see wildlife. If you pay attention, you can see whales on the sides of the ships, and the other bald eagles and other wildlife, and without even getting off the ship.
That's true.
So don't let the cost go. We're going to talk about some excursions that are, when we start talking like price, it's going to be like, holy, I would never pay that.
Mhm.
But it was once in a lifetime, and I lost the footage.
CNS says in icy strait, glacier wind charters is great for whale watching. Smaller boats get closer for the whales. So there you go. That's something that you could do if you would want to book an excursion. You were interested in spending some money and getting closer up to some nature. CNS, thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, that's amazing. So I mean, that's an option for you. Elisa, somebody like Elisa that is cruising to Alaska right after me, or even when I'm cruising. That's great. I had no idea. I like the smaller boats like that get up close. You can kind of feel like you're right there.
I get nervous with too small boats. I get nervous, but I did it. I actually one of the excursions I did was in Juneau. It was whale watching, and I mean we got pretty close, and we saw the whales breach, and but that was before I was in the YouTube, so I didn't have the cameras and things like that. I think I had a phone, but I didn't save the footage. And it's amazing when you see a whale up close and in person. You no way. Yeah, you sound like a little kid. And, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Yeah.
Well, we'll let you expand on it because that's actually the next port that I'll be in the very next day on Friday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So excited. I've been to Juneau, but Bill, as you were saying, I'll let you finish. Juneau is going to be our next port that we're going to cover. And I have a ton to say about Juneau. So
Juneau, that was the place I did my helicopter ride. Now we talk about the helicopter.
okay.
That was the place I did my helicopter ride. It was $600 per person, but I literally got in a helicopter, flew over mountains, and landed on a Mendenhall Glacier, and got out and walked around the glacier. They had a little flow of glacier water that I knelt down and needed help to get up, but I knelt down and drank glacier water. That water was millions of years old. I had a sip. Okay, my son, he was there also, so he videotaped me doing it, going down getting it.
That's so
They
cool.
had some mud from up there that was hundreds of thousands of years old, and it was like they put it on your face if you wanted to, as like a facial, like you're going into one of the spas or whatever. And anyway, I did all that. I had it all on film. I lost it. But I did. Luckily, I had put together a little short film, so you could see like the helicopter ride from the airport or the helicopter port to the glacier. But you really don't see me on the glacier too much. But that was the greatest excursion that I ever had. It took my breath away. And they're talking about how old the ice is, and you're on top of the glacier, so you're pretty much top of the where you see the mountains and how old everything is. And it was special. It made me feel like this small in the universe.
How much does something like that cost, Bill? How much does an excursion like that cost?
Close to $600.
Whoo!
Which I said like once in a lifetime, because my goal was to never do that again. But first of all, I don't like those little small helicopters. It felt like I didn't really appreciate the ride over there. But I had the footage. And the sad thing was, not boohoo Bill, my son drank some glacier water. This is the reason we went up there, was he wanted to taste glacier water. That's the reason we went. $1,200 for him to taste glacier water. He did. I had footage of him drinking glacier water.
Lost it.
Dad, can you give me that footage? I'll give it to you a little later. I lost it.
No.
So we're going back. I'm gonna make it up to him. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna send him up there. I may not go. I'm gonna send him up there. So I gotta go because I gotta get the footage. But I owe him. That's gonna be an expensive mistake I made.
So if you, if you had not made the mistake, you would probably have not going again. It was a more of a once in a
No,
lifetime.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have. My first time I went to Juneau, I went whale watching. Went to. I want to say that's when I did the whale watching, and then we came back, and then we went to Mendenhall Glacier, where you can walk. It's like a trail, maybe I don't know, 3/4 of a mile walk from the port to the glacier, and where the famous waterfall is. I forget the name of it. Rainbow? No. Ooh, it's in one of my videos. It's there that everybody has a picture of that's coming down, and you walk there. That was at one time. It scared me because the first time I went, they tell you about bears and what to do in case of bears. I'm like, what?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm from Michigan and we probably have bears, I don't go to the woods. I don't go deer hunting. I don't do any of that. So I was like, what do you mean? So I'm walking down the trail and you hear stuff in the bushes, and it's like, was that a bear? I'm better now. I'm better now.
I heard the visiting center gives you free walking hiking sticks if you want them, to actually, be able to fend off shoo off a bear, but also to hike too. But that's kind of the difference, right, between what you did as flying up there. We could see you up there, but the Mendenhall Glacier walk is something that you could do for free.
It was free, or if not free, maybe going to the center was $5, maybe. It's close to free. And like I said, I think it was part of another excursion. But if you got there, Uber or a bus or whatever, got over there, it would be free, and you can walk. It's a nice little nature walk, and to see the glacier, even though it's receded quite a bit. The waterfall is still there. There's water down there that you could probably drink if you wanted to. Not as fresh as my glacier water, but
yes. So yeah, no, definitely a free option. I know Shady Brady and myself, we were looking into doing that. We were going to take we wanted to take the cheap bus. I know there was like a $3 town bus, but we couldn't find any information about it. Then we were going to go into one of the paid tours, like the cheaper $45 a person. But he also let us know at that point there was no more tours to Mendenhall because it had receded so far that they weren't even doing them for the rest of that season. So I never got to see it, and we didn't decide to walk our little selves there all the way there. We could have, and again, that would have been completely free if you decide to walk there. I read it's walkable. I mean, it's a good walk, but I mean, it's walkable. But it's free. It's free, and it's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to find the $3 bus to Mendenhall that I can do town bus local feel. I love the local feel, and then explore Mendenhall and then come back. I mean, we're there from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. too as well. I want to be out in nature for this entire trip. My goal is to be out in nature as much as I can, with it spending as little as possible.
Well, that'll bring you down to like downtown. When you're in Juneau, you walk a little ways, you're going down to downtown Juneau. They have the Red Dog Saloon.
We were just going to talk about that.
Yeah, you got the Red Dog Saloon, which is a nice little spot.
I was going to ask you, have you ever had a duck fart?
I've never had one, but I think next time that I go, I will get one.
I hope so.
But I mean, it's literally Red Dog Saloon is just like famous for that drink.
They are. Shady Brady and myself spent some time there in the Red Dog Saloon last time, and we definitely got some duck farts. I think that might be the drink for Thirsty Thursday tomorrow, because I'm so excited to drink some duck farts. I never thought I would like it. Shady Brady never thought he would like it, but it definitely is one of those that grow on you. And Bill, I know you like chocolate martinis, so I know that a duck fart you would enjoy a nice duck fart. So let's just say that next time you're in Juneau, make sure you visit the Red Dog Saloon. Shady Brady says people have been seeing the Northern Lights the last couple of weeks. We would love to see them again. Yes,
that would be nice.
It's super early in the season. We saw it late in August last year. I didn't put it on the list at all here. I know I've talked about it multiple times, but again, it's technically not really the season for it. But hey, you can definitely be lucky sometimes. Will G has made his way in. Hello, Will G. Welcome in. Aunt June says that train is expensive, but it's a once in a lifetime for me. I'm not going back. That's right. Lisa has a question. So, what was your most expensive excursion? You don't have to say the amount, but was it worth every penny? Interesting.
Well, I just named mine, $600, and it was worth every penny. I did not feel cheated. I did not, and that's because I couldn't believe it at first. I couldn't believe how much it was, but as I said, my son really wanted to do it. Okay, you know, I'm a team player. Let's do it. It was worth every penny, but once in a lifetime. I wouldn't do that again. And a lot of things in Alaska would be the same way. I don't think I would ever go out on a boat and go whale watching again. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. More than likely, no, because it gets expensive fast.
I particularly, Lisa, I don't really go on too many excursions. I'm more of an explorer, so I like to go out in the port and kind of, do my own thing and hop into the shops and hop into the bars. And, if I want to go on a hike, I go on a hike. So I don't really go on too many excursions. I have been on a few Caribbean excursions, but no excursions yet in Alaska. And that's kind of the view that I'm taking. I'm taking more of the free or budget approach to Alaska, where Bill has been on multiple excursions in Alaska. So his knowledge for those excursions is great for this live. Will
I'm going on memory, and the memory is leaving me. So yeah,
wish we had the footage.
Wish we had footage, pictures, anything.
What ship are you going on? Carnival Miracle. I'm going on Carnival Miracle out of San Francisco. Hey, Warmstrong couldn't be smaller than the tender boat, aka the lifeboat in Juneau. I know. It was kind of small. That was where I poked my head out in the intro. Okay, I think that answers my question. Let's see here. Get down to the bottom. Hello, Michael Ann, spoiled mama. Welcome in. She says hello, Bill and Scott. Welcome in. Hello, Keisha H. Welcome in. City folk, that's me. Bear pooping in the woods. Let's see. An excursion. We did an excursion to Mendenhall Glacier. Yes, that was the well, I mean, I guess it is technically an excursion. I don't know which one you were gonna do, Sherry, but the one that we were gonna do was just gonna be a city and a Mendenhall Glacier tour together for $45 a person, which I guess you can call it an excursion. It is an excursion, but half of it was gonna be self-guided. They were just gonna open the doors at Mendenhall and go, all right, be back in 50 minutes. Otherwise, you're walking back. So, but they didn't take us there. They couldn't take us there. Dihanis Sulung, welcome in. Some hearts. Scott, we need to find that bar in Juneau we sat in. It was a great place to hang out. Uncle Brady, I don't think it was Juneau. It was on my list. It is not in Juneau, if it is the one that I'm thinking about.
Skagway Brewery.
Klondike. Let's see. We are only there from 7 to 3 next year on the Luminosa. That's the first round that I went on the Luminosa, Will, and it was definitely like that, 7 to 3, 7 to 4. So I'm excited this time. It's definitely later and into the night, so I can see a little bit of the Alaska nightlife too.
I'm trying to see. I'm going back to Alaska next April, and I'm trying to see how long we're going to be there. Because again, why are you getting to 11 p.m.?
Yes, duck farts. I've read about that. They are so good. Can't have too many. I mean, I have to cap myself because they're like chocolate martinis. Scott Savio says Savio knows how to make a duck fart. Oh yes, I know he definitely does know how to make a duck fart. Hi everyone. Hello Embarkation Nation. Hello Andrew or Jennifer. Either way. The northern lights are too far out north for us. Have you seen the southern lights, though? I have not. I didn't feel cheated on any of the excursions. Yeah, Sherry does a lot of the excursions too as well. I don't not that I don't find value in them. I definitely know there's value in the excursions. I used to do excursions with my parents a lot when I was younger, but for now, I don't know. I'm such an explorer. I love when the doors open. It's just like, let me go. I'll be back at 5 o'clock ship time.
I just looked at mine, and I'm not there any later than 6 o'clock. One of the ports is like 4 o'clock.
Oh, yes, it's been amazing. We are just pulling out now of our last port, heading back to Long Beach. 3 sea days, and it will be over. Exact cruise I am going on. That's 3 sea days. I hope they don't come too fast on the back end. That seems like you. That seems like you, Scott. Go explore. 110%. 110%. Oh yes, it was the place next to the dispensary. Yes, that place. That place was good. It was Juneau. But before we went to the Red Dog near that place that you worked at. No, that I had a little tour at. Yes. That was a fun place. The longer cruises. Oh, here we go. The longer cruises stay longer in ports in Alaska. I guess because of the money for the port stays. Okay, let's see. What else do I have on here for Juneau? Oh, yes. Okay, so I want to touch on this too. So we are actually in Juneau Friday, 5/17 from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I was researching around the port, right? And there's this block party called Rock Around the Block Party. It is 5 to 7:30 p.m. There's free drinks, there's free music, and there's free food.
Nice. You can't beat free
for everybody. It's just Juneau going crazy. I don't know.
You're talking about my alley now. We're free.
Food trucks too, like free food trucks. What? I am there. And then bonus, I also found this too. So they're doing that. I believe they're doing that on Fridays, whether it's just in May or you want to know what? No, it's Fridays all summer long. And then bonus, anybody that is going in June, so Elisa, this is you, anybody going in June, they are doing what they call a celebration festival, which once I looked further into this, I am upset that I'm not going in June because this looks like an absolute blast. It is basically $15 for an adult pass all day, and it is a celebration festival of everything Alaska. There is everything from local Alaskan art and music and culture and celebration. It's just a big celebration of Alaska. Kids from 7 to 12 are $10, and then anybody under 6 is free. And the reviews and everything that I read about it was people love this. The locals love it, and they welcome anybody who's in visiting or cruising. So, Elisa, you got
something to do, Elisa.
2 cool things to look forward to. I will be at that Rock Around the Block party, and I will vlog as much as I can in case it is something that happens every year, and I'll find out more about it because I'm excited. I love block parties. I love live music. You guys know. I don't have to tell you. See, like Embarkation Nation said, had me at food trucks. I mean, right? Pull up. Hello. And it's free. And look at that.
Look, speaking of Embarkation Nation,
supporting different people's channels. I love it. M said, I was just about to ask you why this ships stay there so long, but you've answered it. Yeah, they have the extra money.
That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that sounds amazing. I just found out today what I was researching for this live. See, you guys think I lie when I say I don't learn on this live. I learn on this live. You guys learn. We all learn. It's amazing. Midlife Travels. Hello, Midlife Travels. Welcome in. Elisa says, okay, thanks. Yes, it is. Yes, the Celebration Festival is what you're going to want to look up. Work call. See you later. Thank you, Sean. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Excuse me. You guys are going in July. No, I am going in 2 weeks. And Bill, you are going next April, right?
Next April,
yes. Okay. So do you have anything else to close out Juneau before we move to my favorite port, the next port? Do you have anything to close out Juneau?
No, I mean, Juneau, take just walk downtown. You're in a big city. I mean, you can go downtown, see the shops, see the restaurants, see the bars. just once you go through your excursion, see if they can just drop you off right in the middle of downtown and just walk you right on the waterfront. There's a lot of things to do in Juneau.
All the
And
ports are right there and walkable too. So whether
yeah,
you're taking a Carnival or NCL or they're all going to pop right there, right by downtown. It's blocks away. So, or Carnivals was, but I saw the others. All right, so let's see here. Let's move on to my favorite port, Bill. I don't know if it's your favorite port, but my favorite port, Skagway. And Skagway, we will be in on Saturday. No exciting festivals, unfortunately, but Saturday, Skagway from 7 to 7, which is about 4 hours longer than I was last time. 7 to 7. 12 hours. 12 hours. I'll let you start again. What do you know about Skagway, or what have you done in the port of Skagway that you would like to share? Maybe
Skagway, first time I went, that was before the rock slide on the side of the walls. We had our ship that pulled up, and we were right next to the walls with all the graffiti on it and all the stuff on the walls. We were right next to it, and I can remember looking up there. I'm like, man, if they had a rock slide, this would be a bad place to be. Anywho, but that's also where I did the White Pass Yukon train ride.
Oh, gotcha.
And wasn't cheap. I remember it being seemed like 200 and something.
Okay.
Not sure exactly the price.
Per person?
Per person.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever price I tell you is going to be per person. And I enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't like it. They thought it was too noisy. I went in, and it was in May, but you go on this ride, and I mean it's a lot of fun. I never really did hiking. I never really did all the forestry type stuff. And this takes you through the mountains and through tunnels, and it's like, well, how did they even build this? Some of it were a little scary because you're looking off the side, and it's like, well, if this train tipped over, there's no coming back. Go across the border, you go up into Canada. Make sure if you book it off the ship, make sure you bring your passport so you can go into Canada. And it turns around and brings you right back. So you can see, when you kind of go the same way, so you can see if whatever you didn't see going up, you can see coming back. That was another great tour that I've taken. One of those that I won't forget.
But also not just bring you back, right? It's not like a 45-minute train ride. If you do the long one, it's a couple
some hours,
right?
Yeah, it's a couple hours. They had a water on the board. I don't remember if they had snacks or anything like that, but it was a couple hours. It was worth it.
Oh yeah, in Skagway, we were on the train from 7:30 to 4:30. Wow. So they booked the same one you did, Bill, the long one going into BC. Wow. Okay. I will not be on that one. I looked at that and I was like, no, there's for me, once I share, you're going to see why I'm not going to be on there. That once in a lifetime, I know June and Brady will get some content from there, so I can watch it for sure. And then VentureCast also adds the Gold Belt tram is a good affordable option for Juneau too. That was actually that red tram that I showed you in the intro that was riding up that cable. It's about $55 and you can go up there. I think there's a restaurant and a little gift shop up there. I did forget to add that on VentureCast. I was more going towards things that don't cost money. $55 is affordable though. So it's a good
I've
option.
never done that.
And it's a day.
I've never done that, but it looks like that would be a good option if you want to stay by the port.
Yes. Super close to the port. Okay, let's see here. That sounds about right on the train fare. Yeah. It's $250 per person now, Bill.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
It's definitely expensive. It's not for the weak wallets.
All right, I want to give out I'm going to give out a special shout out here because Cheryl's here. Cheryl is one of my friends. I believe I met her on the Luminosa last year. But Bill, if you're talking about anybody that's going to give you a run for your money and travel, I think Cheryl is on a cruise like every other day. I swear.
Nice.
She has traveled to so many places, and she says, and I love this, and I'm going to tell you guys this, and this is why you're going to fall in love with Cheryl. She says, tomorrow is never guaranteed. So why am I not going to take a cruise tomorrow?
I agree. Tomorrow, you never know. Tomorrow is not promised. And the older you get, the more you think about, or at least the more I think about it, you don't know what tomorrow might bring. So let me do something that I enjoy doing.
Yep. And she can party too. I mean, she is not in her stateroom. Like, no. Like, she's out and about. She's taking pictures. She's posting them on Facebook. I mean, man, Cheryl, when I'm down, sometimes I just go to your Facebook and live vicariously through you. I'm like, oh, she's on another cruise. That's so amazing. Oh, she just boarded 33 minutes ago. Wow. No, special shout out to you, Cheryl. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. It looks like beautiful views. Yes. Scott McNeil, sorry, late guys. Just got done with dinner and sitting in the punch liner. Enjoy your your last day of your cruise, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in. Hammer. Let's see. I rode the look at this. I rode the White Pass rail. I rode the White Pass train excursion in Skagway. We made it to the point where you turn around and head back. There was a rock. There was a rock slide. We had to wait while they cleared the rocks off the track.
Brother. See, stuff like that scares me. Because you do when you look at nature, it's like, oh, that's beautiful. Hey, their disasters are right around the corner.
Venture cast. Wow.
They had to clear it off.
We did the train. I really would. I'm going to share some of my things here.
That's
Kim Martin. Hey, family.
That's fun. They have videos of their train ride. So yeah, if you want to see the train ride, check out their video.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's in her Alaska playlist. I'm gonna actually run it through. Yep. I told her I might run it through for a third time, but I decided, Sherry, I'm gonna run your Alaska playlist for a third time. I watched it twice before I went last time because it was so good. Kudos to Danny for the editing. I love Danny's editing style. Let's see. Cheryl says going to Alaska again June 3rd. This will be 6th time for me. I love her. She is like my spirit animal.
How many cruises have you been on, Cheryl?
Oh yeah, Cheryl's. Oh yeah, she's. Wait until you see the number she puts in. Oh man. Me too, Akisha. Even crazier. I did the trolley in Ketchikan, which we will talk about, and the brakes went out. Somebody was VentureCast. Oh my gosh, sheesh.
Well, it seems like trouble follows you, Mike. Huh?
Hi everyone. Alaska is beautiful. Yes, it is. Yes, Keisha, I'm hoping for Powerball to work out.
Me too.
All right, so let me tell you the reason why I am not going to be on the White Pass rail with Uncle Brady and Aunt June, because I am going to go hiking again. Yes, again, because Skagway is by far the number one port, in my opinion, and probably actual fact, to hike in, because everything is really close, right? It's a smaller town, and all of the hikes that you want to go on are within walking distance, as long as you don't walk yourself in a circle. I know Uncle Brady is going to put this somewhere. As long as you don't walk yourself in a circle and get yourself lost, you will be able to get to these hikes. I know Coach Cruz actually just posted one. He was there too as well. He's on that hike that I want to do. I believe it's called the Lower Dewey Lake Trail. If I feel good enough, I might do a little bit of the higher, but I definitely want to do the lower. I want to vlog it, and I want to be out there in nature. And another thing too, even if I go by myself, I don't know what Richard is doing. He's probably going to go on the White Pass rail. It's, to me, to be out in nature by myself on one of these hikes, that is like a recharge of the batteries. I sign me up. No place like Alaska. There's no place like Alaska. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Bill? Wouldn't you? Well, like, wouldn't you even just go on a walkable hike? It's flat. It's just, you just get out there and it's just the lake, the lower part of the. I'm like,
younger me would prefer hiking more than I would now. But I love just being in nature and just sitting there. But then I started thinking bear. My mind starts playing tricks on me. My mind's telling me no. Oh,
the body's telling me yes. He said, "You're obviously not listening. Have fun and live your best life." That's right, Keisha. Cheryl says 20 Carnival and 10 Royal.
Nice.
She'll probably have 10 more before the end of the year. She's been on a lot of them this year too. A lot.
With 6 of those, wow, 30 cruises, and 6 of them have been to Alaska.
It tells you something, people. It tells you something.
It does.
Cruise and Family, formerly Covert Family, VentureCast. How did you stop then? Ooh, interesting question. Thank you, Keisha, for coming in. I'm gonna leave you both running. Blessings and heading out for a little while. Be safe. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Keisha.
And Cheryl says got two more in August, one in September and November 1st, and in January, and one next June. Bill, she's like you. She's got it.
Keep not like me. That's doing better than me. That's something to look forward to.
Yes, so I am going to be doing the Lower Dewey hike for sure. And then I'm going to find myself right back at the Klondike Brewing Company. If you guys have ever seen that picture where I am pointing to the ship right off the back of my head, that is the Klondike Brewing Company. They have a higher porch that you can go to. It's more for taking pictures and seeing the landscape of how beautiful Skagway really is, because you can see all the cruise ships or the cruise terminal right there. And it's, again, Alaskan beer, so I'll end up there too in Skagway. It's only 7 to 7, but I'll be there till 7.
Only Skagway Brewery is where I went up there, and I enjoyed the brewery, and with the different ales that they have, or the local brew that they had. I enjoy it. I love local beers and things like that.
Me
local
too.
drinks.
We were going to go into, I believe that was the first one we went into, but at that point it was so packed that we couldn't even get in, and we decided to walk a little bit further, and oh, what's this? And we walked in, and oh man, I was like, I love this place. Just the way they greeted you, and the way that they had what they were saying. I was like, we're going here. They're like, go out in the back. It's so much better in the back. You can see all of the loud. We're like, we're going to be here for a little while. We're going to be here for a little while. But I have heard too, Skagway Brewing Company, because I read that it's actually, I don't know who deemed it, but it's more popular. Skagway Brewing Company is the most popular brewing company in Skagway. So we'll see. I am flying in the day before, on the 12th. I believe I might be joining you on that Alcatraz, I think.
I love Alcatraz.
Then the one next June is to Iceland, Bill, and Scotland.
Ireland, Scotland. I do want to do that. I do want to do a cruise over there. Cheryl, I might have to look you up on that one.
Oh, she's Cheryl the Traveler. That's what you should make your handle, Cheryl the Traveler. Skagway was canceled, Scott says, for us because of the rock slide at the port when we went to Icy Strait Point. Oh shit! I hope it's not. I hope it's not canceled for me. That's the only port I haven't been to. The only port I haven't been to. So that's pretty much Skagway. It is very small. It is that local feel. 7 to 7 is just going to give me enough time to probably do that hike, get back on the ship, and then get off and spend some time there in the in the brewery. But also too, the streets. They also have a lot of the little shops too. I know that they have a Harley Davidson out there in Skagway, because I know Shady Brady went to it. So there's a lot of like Alaska type of shops out there in Skagway. So I'll definitely be picking up some giveaways too there. I
think in Skagway, I didn't do it, but they also had like a dog sledding.
That's where the dog sledding is.
And I never did it, but if I remember correctly, they had dog sledding. And I'd like to do that one time. I just feel bad for the dog. We got to take this fat man. I don't want to go. So I feel like I'm punishing the dog. Oh, they love it. I don't know. It just feels bad. But they did have dog sledding, and they thought, they love it. They're not gonna love carrying me around.
I think that, Bill. I think that might actually be the most expensive excursion in Alaska, or at least top 3. It's got to be top 3. I know, because it's a whole experience. You get lunch, you get to ride the sled, you get to pet the dogs. Like, it's a whole thing. It's not just like, oh, there's the dogs. All right, let's go back.
I never. I'm sure I priced it whenever I looked at it, but I don't remember a price. I'm trying to look it up right now, real quick.
Yes, I was surprised by how many jewelry shops there were. Yes, especially in Skagway. A lot of they sell a lot of gold there, obviously from the gold rush, but they sell a lot of gold. They also sell a lot of different gems too, as well. There's a lot of jade too. Jade was another thing. I bought a jade necklace for one of my friends last time I was in Alaska, and I mean, yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jewelry out there, and great shopping, good prices too. They weren't like beating you over the head for a jade necklace. It was affordable.
All right, let's
Cheryl
see.
comes in and says Alcatraz is so awesome. Make sure you go see the crookedest road, Chinatown, and seriously walk the Golden Gate Bridge.
I
See?
didn't walk the Golden Gate Bridge. Lombardy Street, I think that's the crookedest road. And Chinatown, there's a place, Za's Pizza, which I thought had some of the world's best pizza. Za's Pizza.
Zaz. I have to check it out. That's San Francisco. I'm glad I'm going in the day before. So thank you, Cheryl, for that too. I'll go back and screenshot that. Okay. And all right. So let's move on to a port that I guess some would say that it's a port. Some would say that it isn't a port because you technically don't get off the ship. Tracy Arm Fjord. I know, Bill, you have been to that port. I have also been to that port. I shared on multiple lives that the last time I was there in August, I spent about 45 minutes out on one of the lower decks on one of the chairs, just breathing in that crisp Alaska air for about 45 minutes with no interruptions. I put my phone on D&D. There was actually nobody out there that came out there. There was one guy towards the end when I got up, but that was it. And yeah, the fjord was amazing. But I know there is one specific excursion, and I'm not sure if you have done it, but I know there's one specific excursion for Tracy Arm Fjord.
Yeah, no, I've never done it. I think the next time that I go, I will try it. Where they pull you off and put you on a smaller little. I don't say it's not really a small boat. Probably holds, I don't know, 100 people maybe.
If that.
It maybe holds 100 people, and you get closer to the glaciers. And I would love to try that one time. You go out there for a few hours, and if I remember correctly, the price really wasn't that bad.
It was like
for
$100 something a person, something like that.
$70,
Yeah.
but for Alaska, I mean, it was one of the cheaper ones. You know.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to try that.
I think it's called the Glacier Express, if I'm not, or the Glacier Express, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then they break off, or they go in and they scoop out glaciers, and then they make you a glacierita or a margarita, but they use the ice from the glacier too. I'm sure people will touch in on that. I think Sherry has done it. I'm not sure, but I know people have done it too. Not something that I'm going to do. I just like to be on the ship personally, Bill. I like to just be on the ship. I like to walk around. I like to be outside in particular and just looking through my binoculars, seeing what wildlife I may be able to see on some of the mountains, and just kind of being out and breathing the crisp air. I don't know about you.
No, it's definitely a different experience just being that close to nature. And you know, the ship is barely moving. I mean, a couple of knots per hour, and I mean, it's just quiet. You can hear if some ice breaks off of one of the glaciers or whatever, you can hear it fall. It takes a little while for the sound to get to you, but you can hear it fall. And it was a caffeine or whatever it's called when the ice breaks. It's enjoyable. There's really not too much other than maybe at nighttime or the evening time. It being real windy and it could get chilly. You know, some of the earlier parts of the year in April and in September, it could probably get cold. So bundle up, but it's nothing like it.
Yeah. And during the day that you go in so slow, it almost feels like you're not moving, like you're just, and then you kind of just turn ever so slowly, and then you make your way right back up
Yeah.
and out the fjord. So, you do notice that you're there, but you almost don't notice even that you're moving. So, Ross says, sorry, I'm late. I missed that stream. Work issues. No problem, my friend. We appreciate you. He says 108 days till Alaska. And Sherry says we didn't to Tracy Arm Fjord. It was canceled for us.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's another one that is probably the other one, Bill, that you were thinking of.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Glacier Bay instead of Tracy Arm.
It's so bad, it's so quiet that they have like a noise ordinance, so they can't even make announcements over the loudspeakers on the ship because of the noise ordinance. So they tell you what they're going to do, but everything is quiet, so you can listen to nature and not disturb nature either.
Yes, and also too, the naturalist, whatever naturalist you have on board, will be very active that day. She or he are going to be particularly active the entire cruise, but particularly active on the day of the fjord because you're not getting off the ship, and also there's a lot to tell. And if you do see a whale breach, they'll be able to tell you how many different species, what species it was, things like that. So Emily was very active on Tracy on Fjord Day. So I believe that might have been the night that we saw the whale breach. I don't know. Uncle Brady, you could you might know better. All right, so that brings us to our last port, Bill, which is going to be a port that you do get off on, and the reason why is this here. August is the best time to see the salmon run, right? Question mark. So we're going to talk about the last port, and that last port will be Ketchikan, Alaska. I will be there on Monday, the 20th of May. I will be there from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Bill, what do you know about Ketchikan, Alaska?
Ketchikan, that was one of the ports that I really didn't do anything in. I went around the town and spent time in town, and you just walk, and you have the creek, the salmon. They weren't running at the time, but you could just walk around. I really enjoyed. It was just peaceful. It's something I'm not used to. I'm from the city, and just being that close to nature is just something that I'm not used to. And it was. I thought it was probably more peaceful than like Skagway. Skagway was more because I'm on a train. It was noisy. I saw some great sights, but it was really noisy. Ketchikan was like, it was quiet. Walking, it was just like quiet. It was peaceful. You can hear the birds chirping. The birds are chirping.
And like Lisa said about the salmon running in August, when you go, I don't know if she's going in August or June, but August is one of the best times to see the salmon run. If you go later, you might see some zombie salmon, some dead salmon. But in the beginning of August is actually particularly one of the best times to see that salmon run. And in Ketchikan in particular, I also made a video about this too as well on the salmon run. But in particular in Ketchikan, that is the only spot in Alaska where all 5 different species of salmon are there, and that you can actually see, and they actually breed in Ketchikan. So that is the only spot where all 5 of the species of salmon are. So I thought that was kind of cool. For me, Bill, again, I kind of just went out and I explored. I spent the first half of the day actually with my buddy Savio. We went to Walmart. I know you guys are like, wait, you went to Ketchikan to go to Walmart? I went to Ketchikan to go to Walmart because I wanted to show everybody how important Walmart was for the crew members, because a lot of the crew members, or all of the crew members, not only rely on Walmart for the Wi-Fi, but they also rely on Walmart for their favorite snacks or some of the things that they can't get on ship, detergent, things like that are just going to be way too expensive. Yes, they have to pay for the things. It's just not given to them. So they like to go to Walmart. It also makes them, gives them something to do. They get on the bus, they talk on their cell phone. It kind of gives them that, hey, I'm not home, but I'm kind of doing an errand. So I went to Walmart for the first half of the day, and then the second half of the day, I actually walked Creek Street, I walked Creek Street, and then I went to the Salmon Walk, which was amazing at that point in August, because we saw so many of the different. I think we saw 4. We didn't see all 5, but I think we saw 4 different species of the salmon that were running up the stream, and it was quite interesting. I also have on my page too a nice little shop that I ran into called the Salmon Ladder. My good buddy Ken there, he actually let me go into his backyard, and I was like this close, like I could literally grab one of the salmon. I almost fell on one of the rocks. I was grabbing one of the salmon, or trying to, not really, grab one of the salmon, and he let me go into his backyard and film that, which was really cool. That was where I bought the jade necklace too for my friend. So if you are there and you pass the Salmon Ladder, he has a really nice shop with a lot of cool, authentic Alaska pieces, not just jade, but all different things too as well. Let's see. I heard from the National Park Service that the peak salmon run for 2024 is expected to be a week later, be the week that we are there. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That will be.
Cool for us. Definitely have to vlog that and get that on.
Now, is that a place where, I watch on like on YouTube, they have where the salmon are running and the bears are there catching them?
No, I don't think there's going to be technically any bears in Ketchikan. Maybe, I mean, maybe when you go out and go onto the hikes, but down in Creek Street, not necessarily in Creek Street. No, you're not. No, it's going to.
I get a little nervous about the bears.
Yeah. And hello, Crystal Sparkle. I don't know if we said.
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah, no bears.
Okay.
In Creek Street. That would be kind of. Let's see here. Creek Street is fun to walk. You can see the salmon run. Yes, too. And Creek Street is one of the oldest, I think it is the oldest street left there in Ketchikan that has a lot of the history. So once you walk down Creek Street, it has like that very antique feel. There's even a, not a brothel. I don't want to say a brothel, but maybe it is a brothel. One of the first original, brothel that they get was. But yeah, they have a lady out that comes out and she's in her uniform, her dress, and it's cool.
Uniform.
It's cool. Her uniform.
But isn't that where they have all those totem poles also?
Yes,
that you can go see.
Just about to say that. Another free thing too is that the totem pole, the national park actually has all of the totem poles on display that you can walk to from the port, and again, completely free. Nobody is going to charge you for anything. And I even read that the visiting center, you don't have to pay $5 to get in. There is vending machines in there, and you can actually use a public bathroom that's in there. So if you walk there and you're like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I got to walk back. No, bathrooms are in there, public bathrooms, clean public bathrooms. Hey, just want to share the information with you guys. Elisa says I'm going in June. Okay. You'll still see some of the salmon, though. It might be a little bit small, but you'll still see some of the salmon. Let's see. Hello, Bill and fellow Scott driving and listening. Hello. We actually have a really good chance this year, Aunt June, since we are going so early to see some of the bears. We might get lucky in Tracy Arm Fjord. If we go to Mendenhall Glacier, maybe lucky far enough off in Mendenhall, but it's definitely the peak season to see some wildlife as far as going earlier in the season versus going later in the season like I did last year.
Yeah, seeing bears, is that really lucky? Maybe on the ship and you see them from a distance. Is that really lucky? They may get tired of trying to catch salmon. It's like, oh, we found something slower than salmon. Let's go get the big fat guy over here and let's have a feast. So,
he's got a chocolate martini in his hand. Oh,
yeah, right. He's tasty. Tastes like chocolate. No, oh my goodness.
Still listening while I eat my dinner. That's great. Eagles, whales, and bears. Oh my, yes. I hope we see all three.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, you will. I've never seen so many bald eagles. Well, of course, I'm in Alaska. I never. They were. There were more bald eagles than I've seen pigeons. You know, they were like bald eagles. Like you go to a park or like in New York Central Park and you see all the pigeons, people feeding the pigeons. The bald eagles were like that, and it was like I couldn't even believe they were eagles. It's like, oh, those eagles, and I'm looking binoculars and like, you know what? Those are eagles.
Yeah, we didn't see not a one. We didn't see one.
Yes.
June and Brady, yes. See, hey, Lisa's your buddy, June and Brady. Yes, but how close do you want to be to a bear? I'm chicken.
Right. I mean, I hear stuff moving in the. You tell me about bears, and I hear stuff moving in the bushes. I get scared. One thing you don't want to do is run, but I want to. My first instinct is to just run. And I try to see who's the oldest, slower person around nowadays. It's me. I'm like, who can I trip? just kidding.
June says, Elisa, not that close. Scott, is the store called the Salmon Ladder Imports on Park? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I really like that store. Yeah, owner was awesome. I didn't see any bears or eagles. No, we didn't. Only two things. I didn't see any bears or eagles. Only two things I missed last time. Yes. Out of all the ports we hit this cruise, Sitka was the only port anyone saw any bears. See, we're not going to Sitka Venture
I'm
Cabin.
not either.
Eagles, whales, and seals. That's right. We did see some seals. We did. We're everywhere, though. Yes, I did see seals. I forgot about that. Note to self, get bear repellent. Bald eagles in Alaska are like pigeons in New Orleans. It's so funny. And in August of last year, we didn't see not a one. And Uncle Brady was looking every single day. That's what he wanted to see. I want to see an eagle before I get off this ship. Not a one. I don't have to outrun the bear. I have to outrun Bill.
That's my fear. Before, I didn't used to be like this. It was like, okay, I could beat that person. I could beat that person. I'm not worried about that person. Worst came to worst, I can knock that person over. And now look, I'm like, I'm the weakest link.
Cruising family. Oh, I like this. Bears are common in Icy Strait Point. There is a place relatively close to the port. There you go. So Icy Strait Point is a place if you want to see bears. Hey,
well, Juneau, they have when you get off the ship, was it in Juneau? I think it was Juneau. They had like the bear resistant garbage cans out there.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So if you have bear resistant garbage cans, that tells you bears are there.
See, everybody agrees with you, Bill. I could go my whole life, I assume, without seeing a bear in the wild. I'm a slow guy too, so maybe why.
I can see him from a distance on the ship. I saw him on the shoreline. I don't want to see one. I don't want to see going close. I'm not one of those guys. Oh, there's a wild bison or something. Let me go rub him. That's not me. From a distance, from way over there, I'm good.
So these are we'll close this, but there are two things in particular that I actually want to find myself doing between the hours of 8 and 6 p.m. So I want to walk to Rotary Beach Park because I read that was a very walkable. It's not really a hike. It's more of a walk, but it's a much of a scenic ending. And I want to be able to take a picture. I want to say that I've been to Rotary Beach Park. They say it's an easy-ish walk and hike. So I want to do that. And then I found out that there is a bar called the Arctic Bar, and it is the oldest bar in Ketchikan, established in 1937, and the reviews on Yelp and all the other places are amazing. They say Paula, the owner, is like the reason why everybody goes there. So I can't wait to go to the Arctic Bar. I will find my way there. And I saw that you can drink off the back of the patio balcony thingamajigger, but you could see the ships. So all the people that was like, oh, I don't want to go far. It's right there. The ships are right there. I can drink my beer and I will be on time. I will be back on time. I promise. One of my favorite memories in Alaska was the whitewater rafting in Nenana River in Denali. Ooh, that sounds fun.
That does.
Fox was not a fan. We went in June and saw no bears up close, just brown blobs in the distance.
That sounds perfect.
Uh, that's awesome. Thank you, VentureCast, for coming in. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge too about Alaska. We appreciate that. If the bear doesn't leave you alone, drop to the ground, curl up in a ball, and protect your head with your arms. They might bat you around if they don't. If you don't react, they lose interest and leave. Kind of like me.
Easier said than done, but okay.
All right, we are down to the bottom, and we are also down to the bottom of our ports, Bill. So, do you have anything else in closing here for our Alaska too?
No, just if you get a chance, you know, Carnival Cruise Line, if you get one of their cruises, and Princess, I think Princess does probably the most cruises up to Alaska. Get up there and try it one time, and even if you don't like the cold weather, get up there and experience, and you'll become one with nature. I'm not a country person. I'm not a wildlife and going camping, but I really enjoyed the nature. I was a little afraid of nature, but I really enjoyed it. So if you get a chance, go there and enjoy it. Make sure you follow. You got Mike from what's his name?
VentureCast.
VentureCast. He changed his name. Cruise Vet. Anyway, VentureCast. He's there now, so he'll be back in a couple of days. Check out his videos and tell me how much you like it. He's adventurous. He'd get out there and he'll show you the real deal. And he's not a chicken like me.
He'll take some excursions and he'll definitely vlog them and he'll put them out. So I'm interested to see those because that's the ship that I'm going to be on. So I'll definitely be watching those in the next couple days, hopefully, before I go on my cruise too. And it's just like those, like we said, it's that once in a lifetime opportunity that you're never going to forget. When you travel to Alaska and you travel a place like this, whether it's cruising or whether you fly over to Alaska and you kind of explore. It's one of those places that the nature and everything surrounding it is just breathtaking within itself. It was a place that I never knew I needed to visit, Bill, before I went there by accident because my buddy was contracted there. I would have never thought to go to Alaska. I'm like, I'm not going to Alaska till I have a wife. Why would I go to Alaska by myself? That is boring. I want a partner to be able to share Alaska and hold hands and go through the tundra together. But it's like, no, I'll go by myself every single year. I don't care. Even when I have a wife, you don't want to go? Guess what? It's my yearly trip to Alaska. I'm going to Alaska. That's how I feel about Alaska. Really.
It was cold weather. I never wanted to go up there. But when I did see it, I'm like, I can only remember seeing things like this on TV. And I maybe the first time I went down and saw the clear waters, like in the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean, is when there's probably something I can compare it to. I've never seen water that clear in person, but seeing the mountains, and it was like we had very good weather, so I could see the top of the mountains with the snow, and it didn't rain. I mean, I really enjoyed my time in Alaska.
Oh, just amazing. And I know, well, in the next couple of weeks too, we're going to be talking more, even more about Alaska. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped to wrap this entire series up because we actually did a series kind of like this last year, Bill, but we kind of did it a little bit late. So I'm kind of happy to kind of redo it this year with more knowledge. The fact that I've already been there now once and kind of what I'm looking forward to, because again, like I'm being transparent with all you guys, when we set up these lives and I'm researching, I'm learning too. I had no idea about the Celebration Festival. I had no idea about the block party that I'm going to go to and vlog and have the time of my life. I had no idea before I was looking all of this up, so we all kind of learned together, and VentureCast came in. He definitely dropped a lot of knowledge. Cheryl came in, dropped a lot of knowledge. Destination Fun came in and dropped a lot of knowledge. So, and these are people that have been to Alaska too as well. So it's not just learning from me and Bill, it's learning from everybody, in the cruising community as we continue to do. Ship to Shore Cruise News also came in, said, hey, I'll be doing a Whittier to Vancouver, Alaska cruise on June 3rd on Holland America.
Nice.
Yeah. Talked about Vancouver on my podcast on last Saturday. Interesting. A hot port this year. In Ketchikan, I've booked a sea kayak. Oh, yeah, look at this. A sea kayak excursion, Glacier in Juneau, so the Mendenhall Glacier, and nothing yet for Skagway. Ooh,
Wow.
go back and
The
watch
kayak. I'm fascinated by the kayak. Hopefully you have like a GoPro, Stuart. Hopefully you have a GoPro so we can follow your excursion in the kayak.
Yeah, I'm going to connect Stuart so I can definitely watch some of that content. That's going to be awesome. Miss T with the T. Hey, everyone. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
I know. I've already cruised with him once, so I know how to handle him now. I'm preparing for king crab legs. Oh, yes. Bring on the crab. I heard the Eskimo delicacy of fermented salmon eggs are a delicious treat. I will not be trying those. Well, it's expensive, but when we went, we traveled by train, bus, and plane. We did take a sea cruise. Okay, so just another way to explore it too. It's amazing no matter how you explore it. There's another bucket lister, crab legs in Alaska. The bucket filled with the shells, Aunt June. Is that what you're talking
If
about?
I'm not mistaken, there was was a Juneau. They had an excursion where you go out and catch crabs and you come back and cook them and you eat them. I want to say Juneau, but maybe not.
That would
but
be
I don't eat seafood, but if I did, that's what I would want to do.
Yeah, Crystal says, wow, that sounds awesome. And yes, Stuart, there was this Saturday. It was the second topic in my podcast. I found that Vancouver is actually set to have a record 2024 year because everybody has piqued their interest about cruising to Alaska. So, yes. And I'm interested to hear too more about Vancouver. So if you watch that video, definitely please drop a comment. I'll go back and forth with you about Vancouver. I love to learn about new ports. He said, I'll be GoProing that one. Cool. I will be watching, my friend. I will definitely be watching. Our goal to get Bill to eat seafood. Uh-oh.
Nah.
Better
make a better goal than that. Make one that's attainable.
What's better than king crab legs? Free king crab legs. My buddy owns a fleet of crab boats up there, and he's taking us out for whale watching and crab feast.
Nice.
That is awesome.
That would be I got to hang with Ross that time on that trip.
All right, so that wraps up all of our cruise talk about all of the ports in Alaska. Before we let everybody go, Bill, do you have anything that you want to leave the people with as far as Warm Strong Adventures go? I know that you are a pretty busy person here on YouTube. So,
not me. Just know tomorrow I'll be doing my show, Banter with Bill, at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be talking about cruising. I'm not sure what the cruise topic will be. Probably latest cruise news. We'll be discussing that. Also, I'm doing my first Oasis/Ship. I'm 2 videos into that series. So Monday will be, I believe, going to Nassau. So check out that series on my Allure of the Seas, because I love Allure of the Seas. I know it's an older ship. I'm loving Royal, the cruise line. They party just like Carnival as far as I'm concerned. But anywho, that's the only thing that I'm doing now. And then next week, Scott, I'll be there. Next week, catching the show with you at 7. You're still gonna be here, right? Or are you? Yep. Okay, you'll still be here next week. Okay.
Yep, I'll still be here next week. Yep. And then we might skip a week while I'm on my cruise. We haven't decided yet, but either way, I know if we do schedule it and I can't make it, I know Bill will end up doing it by himself because he's got this. Oh, and Bill too. I wanted to say, look, Traveling Fools just said this. Y'all should be proud. Finally convinced us to grow on a cruise. He actually set up a group cruise for himself for what he calls the Slob Olympics, which is a group of Slob Olympics, which I'm going to be part of next year, and they booked a group cruise on the Carnival Glory, which I know you have some experience on. So
Yeah, that should be fun. If you ever up late at night, Traveling Fools, they're on late at nights with their trivia shows and just fun people. They're having a good time late at night. So if you ever get a chance, check them out. And there's a ton of people. It's late. It's 40 or 50 people in there late at night.
Ready to play some games, and honestly, it is a really good community. There's definitely some people that come over. I now have a gaming side to my channel, fun, kind of like a cruise director. I'm your at land cruise director, so I definitely host some games. But Traveling Fools community has definitely come over, and it's been really good to connect with them too. So, and Traveling Fools, if I don't hear that, please enjoy intro this at least once this week. I'm going on strike. catchiest intro on YouTube. I have a Vancouver video idea that is cruise related. Just waiting for a sunny day that I'm not at my job. Yes, Stuart, I will be subbing and I will be definitely watching that. Happy travels, y'all. Yes. Awesome. All right. Sweet. So, Bill, as far as me, I have tomorrow Thirsty Trivia with Jimmy the Astute Tourist right here on YouTube at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock EST. The following day, I have Match Game Live at 5 o'clock, just an hour later, 5 o'clock PST and 8 o'clock EST. And then my podcast that I have started every Saturday now in a much more serious tone. Again, more of the controversial topics in the cruise and travel world. I pick 3 of those, I spotlight them, and then we talk over coffee. Again, a much more serious tone, much like this. So, and then Wednesday, guess what? We'll be right back here again, probably talking about, I don't know what we're going to be talking about. I'm not going to tease it yet, but, but again, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you, Bill, again for being an amazing co-host, and we'll see you guys next week.
Talk to you guys later. Appreciate you being here.
Oh, and Bill, what do we always say? Or what do you always say? I want you to.
Always make sure you stay strong and embrace the journey. I gotta get a t-shirt made like that one of these days. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.